Hey everybody, how's it going today? My name is John and I am your crypto security advisor. So today it's going to be, I think, a little bit of a longer episode or video today, because today we are going to be talking about risk management, everyone's favorite topic. So, what exactly is risk management? So I have a few examples that I want to share. Let's talk about hypotheticals and theoreticals here, because that's what we do. I do not give financial advice. I only give cryptocurrency advice and cybersecurity advice. So, for a theoretical example, let's say you have $1,000. You've worked really hard at your job and you want to invest that as much as possible. Now, it's very important to understand where your risk tolerance is. So for example, in traditional finance, if you go to a traditional financial advisor, they will kind of profile you based on what your risk tolerance is. And so what are your goals? What are your financial goals over the next, let's say, 5 or 10 years? What exactly do you want to do with this $1,000 that you want to invest? Oftentimes they'll say, oh, you want to save up for a vehicle? Do you want to save up for a down payment on a house? Do you want to pay for your child's education? What exactly is this money going to be for? And then from there, once they understand the end goal, then they can work backwards and determine what exactly your risk tolerance should be. And usually they kind of walk you through it step by step, kind of a hand-holding gesture. But what we want to do today is we kind of want to assess, well, what are your goals? Are you saving for a vehicle? Are you saving for a house? Or are you something like me, saving for and pretty much close to financial freedom? And depending on the goals that you set is going to determine how much risk you should take. So, for example, if you go into a high risk asset, your money might actually be lost faster than if you were to go on a more conservative portfolio. And conservative portfolios, you'll see, are index funds and mutual funds and traditional finance, or TradFi, as we say in crypto, all the way to, let's say, investing in real estate. That's more of a, in my opinion, a more moderate conservative, because it seems like the prices of housing is always going to go up. Sometimes it comes down, but very rarely these days. So you kind of determine what assets are risky and what assets are not risky. So in terms of cybersecurity and cryptocurrency, we want to make sure that we diversify. And that's one of the easiest ways to manage our risk. So for example, if we're all in on a very risky asset and that falls, well, guess what? We lose all of our money. We don't want that. So what we want to do is sometimes we want to be in a high risk asset and other times we want to be in a very conservative asset. So just in case that high risk asset fails or goes bankrupt or anything else, we still have that conservative portfolio that's still slowly gaining interest or improving our portfolio over time. And so that's what we mean by risk management. How tolerant to risk are you? So this is up to you and how you decide what your financial goals are. Typically, the advice given, and this is in theoreticals and hypotheticals, of course, is that the younger you are, the more high risk you want to be. Because, well, okay, $1,000 when you're 20 might seem like a lot, but $1,000 when you're 30, yeah, whatever. So you got to determine that for yourself. And so it's very important that we understand our risk tolerance. Now, like I say in my book, and like I said in a previous video about a week or two ago, you have to do the work. So you have to determine what your risk tolerance is, and you got to be very comfortable with that. So now that we know that what our risk tolerance is, let's just say it's the middle of the road, 50-50, moderate conservative, or just moderate portfolio in general. Now what we want to do is we want to strategize, well, what kind of assets do we want to invest in? Well, half of them are going to be conservative, and the other half are going to be moderate risk, high risk, very high risk assets. And so that's where we got to do a little bit more digging. And so, for example, in cryptocurrency, I would think, and others have thought as well, you can do your own research on this, but Bitcoin is the most conservative asset in cryptocurrency. The second to it would be Ethereum. And so having Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty much a no-brainer. Volatility in crypto is enormous if you're coming from the traditional finance space. However, in cryptocurrency, they are the least riskiest assets to date. So let's just say we have a 50-50 split. We could go 50% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum. We'd be solid, especially with your exposure to cryptocurrency. Now, if you're just looking at cryptocurrency in isolation, that's a great portfolio, in my opinion, hypothetically. However, if you're also taking into account traditional finance, looking at real estate, looking at mutual funds and index funds, well, cryptocurrency is quite risky in and of itself. And so we got to take that into consideration as well. And so oftentimes we'll have diversification among cryptocurrency and real estate and mutual funds and index funds and a little bit of savings off the bat here. And we diversify on a high level, but we also want to diversify on a low level as well. So in cryptocurrency, we could also go into more interesting assets, in my opinion, like Cardano or Hex or Pulse and the Pulse chain ecosystem. We can do that. But again, we have to make sure that we align our percentage in our portfolios and what our overall investment portfolio is to our risk tolerance. Now, this might go over the heads of a few of you guys, and that is okay. I encourage you to continue on watching these videos and continue on doing the work. Anything that you don't understand, Google it, research it, understand it. And if you still don't understand, buy books, go take courses, do whatever you can to understand this. Because at the end of the day, in my honest opinion, like, cryptocurrency is the future. It's inevitable, it's here to stay, and if you know what you're doing, it will change your life. So that is kind of risk management 101 from my point of view. As always, you can leave comments below. I'm available for consultation. Just check the description below, and you can check out my book. I have a little layout here, and my book is right there if you're interested in how to secure your crypto. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.